The company is Electrosonic. We've been around for almost 50 years now. We design, engineer, install and maintain AV systems. 3 main markets: museums and leisure attractions, command and control rooms, and corporate installations such as meeting rooms, lecture theatres for big banks and other institutions. This job came to us about because we've known the client for a long time, or the designer for a long time. We'd had some initial discussions with them about it. So yeah, it was a project that we knew was out there. It came out as a normal tender project that we had to competitively win. We weren't involved in the original design of it. It was all designed and the specification put together by InAVate and the client themselves. But once the bid had been won, we were responsible for completing the design and engineering it and installing it with the variations and changes that the project team brought about through the design process. Our choice of equipment was determined by some site constraints. We had to operate with a single Cat6 cable. The client had wanted to limit the cabling going into the building, so we had to distribute all the video signals, audio signals, RS-232, USB communication, RFID reader signals, all down a single Cat6 cable. The communication back and forth between the exhibit itself and the central servers, quite close to its maximum lengths. There were a number of exhibits that were pretty close to 100 metres. So it really was careful consideration of the type of Cat6 extenders that we were using there to make it reliable, make it work. We had to make some changes on site. There were some tweaks and changes as we went through the project, but everything managed to work in the way the design was specified. There were some challenging structures within the building. The large theatre that was in there has a curved wall. We're projecting onto the floor and onto the curved surfaces itself, and it was a challenging structure itself to mount the projectors and bits and pieces in. There are 6 projectors in the ceiling for that, 4 projecting onto the floor, 4 projecting onto the bottom of the curved wall, and then 2 projectors mounted into the floor, projecting onto the top of the curved wall. They all had to be stitched together and blended nicely, and we had to work with the structural engineers because the original design was a little bit too flexible. Walking into the space, everything moved. So there was a lot of work done with InAVate, the structural engineers and everyone to make sure that it was as rigid as it could be, so the projection could work in there. There's a variety of different touchscreens in there. Suiting some of the environment, we had to deal with IP-rated touchscreens. There's a particular exhibit at the end where we have touchscreen monitors built into a large display wall that has living plants above it. And every night it gets watered. So it was fairly important that we had IP-rated displays, otherwise if they get watered it wouldn't work too well on the following morning. So there were some interesting discussions about that during the project to make sure that items like that were considered before mistakes were made. And there's other displays in areas where there's water close to them, so they had to be IP rated as well. So there's different displays that are used there to suit the different environments. Really, the whole system is designed to be turned on at the beginning of the day and turned off at the end of the day. There should be no user intervention. The control system is linked into the Siemens BMS system. That triggers the start of day and end of day sequences. So apart from, there's a technician there that the client has to just keep an eye on things and report any issues that they may have. It's a completely automated system. There's no large show elements in there that need a big show control system. It's housekeeping, monitoring, and just giving the client the opportunity to be able to extend and change schedules if they need to.